Dear students, I welcome you to Digital Learning from Department of Collegiate Education. This is I.S. Qamar Farzana Banu, Assistant Professor of Botany. In this video lecture, I am going to present first BSc first semester Botany Phycology. And that topic is Introduction to Blue-Green Algae and their economic importance. Let's take up a quick recap of previous class, that is Introduction to Algae. Algae comes under cryptogamy, that is non-vascular photosynthetic thallophytes. They may be primitive prokaryotic or eukaryotic organisms, and they may be found distributed in different habitats, that is they are also called cosmopolitan or ubiquitous. They occupy a wide variety of habitats and they are found in great variations of forms starting from unicellular microscopic to multicellular macroscopic forms. Algae reproduce by vegetative, asexual and sexual methods. So Fritsch in 1947, a well-known algalogist, he has classified algae based on pigmentation and some other criteria into 11 classes. So starting from Chlorophyceae, Xanthophyceae, Chrysophyceae, Bacillariophyceae, Cryptophyceae, Dinophyceae, Chloromonadinae, Euglenophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae and Cyanophyceae. So in the next slide, we will just see the learning objective and learning outcome of this particular portion. So the learning objective is characteristic features of BGA, that is blue-green algae, with a brief focus on their economic importance. And learning outcome is gain an insight into cyanobacteria by understanding their unique features and economic importance. Now coming to the prerequisite. So one has to know the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Here prokaryotes are the organisms which are made up of cells that has an incipient nucleus or nucleoid, where the nucleus and cell organelles are not bounded by cell membrane. Example, bacteria, cyanobacteria, archaea, etc. And coming to the eukaryotes, the organisms which are made up of cells with a true nucleus or definite nucleus. And here the cell organelles as well as nucleus is bounded by cell membrane. And here examples are algae, fungi, plants, animals, etc. And coming to the next slide, that is Introduction to blue-green algae, cyanobacteria. So here the class Cyanophyceae, nothing but cyanobacteria. So it is a Greek term, that is kyanos, dark blue. So it is also, phycos is a Greek word, seaweed. It is commonly called seaweed. Popularly known as BGA or blue-green algae. They are characterized by typical prokaryotic organisms found distributed in different habitats like aquatic, terrestrial and other special habitats. The plant body is thallus here, which is enclosed by slimy or gelatinous sheath. So now what is thallus? Thallus is a plant body which is not differentiated into true root, stem and leaf. And here, hence this class is also called Myxophyceae because the whole thallus is bounded by or covered by gelatinous sheath. So Myxophyceae, Greek term myxa, slime, and the other one, that is phycos, is seaweed. And next character is cellular organization are more or less similar to photosynthetic bacteria, hence called cyanobacteria by Steiner 1971. And since Cyanophyceae are grouped among algae, they have close affinity with the bacteria, that is by H.C. Bold named them Cyanochlorante in 1973. Cyanophyceae is also called Schizophyceae because here bacteria and blue-green algae are together. And next character is there are about 150 genera and 1500 species found distributed predominantly in aquatic forms. So that occurs as a phytoplanktons. So aquatic here is, I mean to say here is, they are found in ponds, pools, ditches, oceans, rivers, etc. Also lakes are in different water bodies. And coming to the terrestrial, so the algae which are found on the land, so that in moist condition, and special habitats. So algae, these BGA, they are also found on special habitats, and those special habitats are nothing but, so they also grow on hot water springs. Okay, and that example here is Formidium mastigocladus as thermal algae, whereas some algae also growing in the low polar regions in low temperatures like nostoc, schizothrix, microcoleus, etc. And these algae, the red color of the Red Sea is due to abundance of cyanobacteria like Trichodesmium, Erythrium, etc. And now coming to some of the algae also found as a endophyte. So endophytes. So what are these endophytes? Here endophytes, I mean to say here is, in case of the bryophytes like Anthoceras, you can see these algae found growing. Okay, and the other one is in pteridophytes like Azolla, that is fern. Here you can see the algae found growing as an endophyte, that is Anabaena azollae. Whereas in case of gymnosperm, so algae like Anabaena cycadryacearum, so this is also found as an endophyte. And next point is the thallus organization in Cyanophyceae algae is simple, primitive, and here the plant body starting from unicellular, colonial, non-filamentous, filamentous forms also exhibit creeping and gliding movement in this case. Okay, and next one is, here you can see the next, in the next slide, each cell is prokaryotic, bounded by mucilaginous sheath, and there is a cell wall. Within the cell wall there is a cell membrane which encloses protoplasm, and this protoplasm can be differentiated into chromoplasm, which is colored, where the colored pigments are there along with the chlorophyll as well as blue-green pigments, and in the center there is a so-called incipient nucleus, and this is nothing but centroplasm. So likewise you see the protoplasm can be differentiated into chromoplasm and centroplasm. In the chromoplasm, colored pigments are there along with the cytoplasm and other cell contents, and whereas in centroplasm there is a incipient nucleus. And the last point is the Cyanophyceae of Fritsch system has been raised to the rank of division and named Cyanophyta. Okay, and by G.M. Smith in 1955, whereas Schizophyta by Papinus in 1955, or Myxophycota by Chapman. Okay, now in this slide we can see the different forms of cyanobacteria or blue-green algae. So here in the slide you can see Crococcus, that is unicellular forms, colonial forms, and so also you can see the filamentous forms. So that is unicellular forms like Crococcus, colonial forms by Merismopedia, and the other filamentous forms like Oscillatoria, Nostoc, okay, Anabaena, etc. And whereas unbranched, branched filamentous forms, nothing but Cytonema. So almost all forms they are found in this particular image. So now coming to the economic importance of cyanobacteria or blue-green algae. So here economic importance, you know, almost all algae they are having lots of economic importance. Here in this particular cyanobacteria, with reference to cyanobacteria, Cyanophycean algae have both beneficial as well as harmful roles like other algae. So here these algae they are very important to man and so also for human beings as well as animals. Though many algae are useful to man, some are harmful to man directly or indirectly. Some amount of blue-green algae or cyanobacteria they are consumed as food by aquatic animals as well as by human beings. And the next point is colonies of nostoc and other forms They are collected, boiled, used as soup or vegetable in human food in Japan as well as in China. Okay, next point here is, so you know spirulina, that is single cell protein, that is harvested, washed with water, dried, powdered, and this powder is called single cell protein. So that is also used as so-called food by the human beings. It contains vitamins like thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, pyridoxine, biotin, vitamin B12, lipoic acid, choline, etc. Hence, it is used as supplementary protein in human diet as a single cell protein. So, in that way, so this is used in human food. So, next point here is biofertilizers. You know what are biofertilizers? So, here algae used as nitrogen fixers. They are usually called biofertilizers. So, in agriculture actually, the blue-green algae, they are used as biofertilizers to fix the atmospheric nitrogen in the soil to increase the fertility of the soil. And these algae, for example, nostoc, Alucera, Anabina, Cylindrospermum, Thalipotheryx, etc. And these biofertilizers are used by farmers in paddy fields to improve the yield of that particular crop. Here, in addition to BGA, they release B12 auxins, etc., which induce the growth of higher plants. Thus, they are efficient nitrogen fixers in agriculture, especially for maintaining nitrogen fertility of the soil. So, the fertility of the tropical soil can be increased by increasing the wealth of BGA. Okay, coming to BGA used to reclaim user soils in India by, so that is this statement is proposed by G.S. Venkatraman et al. Okay, here in this case, R.N. Singh also in 1950 has demonstrated that blue-green algae reclaim alkaline soils within 1 year after introducing the algae in the soil. So that is the soil can be reclaimed, particularly in case of paddy, gives as much as yield as 1,576 to 2,000 pounds per acre. And the next point is Azilodoria limosa serves as an indicator for presence of organic waste in water. And with regard to the last point, that is single cell protein, I had told you already. So it is a good source of human food and animal feed. So that particular image you can see, that is a spirulina tablet that is used in our human diet. And coming to the harmful roles of these BGR cyanobacteria. So algae not only play beneficial role but also play a very important, play some harmful roles in aquatic habitat. Let us see what it is. So blue-green algae grow well in hard water and add lime to the water by the death of the algae. The lime is deposited at the bottom of the lakes. And the other point is they change odor and spoil the taste of water, becomes unfit for human consumption. Okay. And coming to the next point here is microcystis and Anabina found in water cause the diseases of lungs, heart and liver in cattle. So when these animals, they drink this water which is polluted by cyanobacteria. Water polluted by Aziloteria cause bronchial asthma, conjunctivitis, blocking of nasal passages, etc. in human being when this particular polluted water is consumed by human being. Okay. So now the next point here, last point is overgrowth of these blue-green algae. Okay. These overgrowth of blue-green algae. So that cause algal blooms or water blooms. So these water blooms along with the other algae, so they cause depletion of water in the water bodies. Also these algae releases toxins. So these toxins lead to the death of the fishes and other animals living in water. Okay. So likewise, so these are the important harmful effects of cyanobacteria. Thank you for watching this my topic.